This video could be subtitled, Aoife is really bad at making decisions. Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife and today I'm bringing you through a little kind of challenge that I've set myself for the next year. Yesterday, the 27th of June, was my 29th birthday. That means, as of today, I have 364 days left until I turn 30. And I still have quite a lot of books on this TBR. So I have asked 15 of my really good BookTube friends to take a look at the shelves that are behind me and to help me pick out 15 books that I should definitely read by this time next year. I am so thankful to everybody who has taken part in this, and I really hope that you will go and check out their channels from the description below. Let's take a look at who picked something and what they picked.
Hi guys, it's Shah from Thoroughly Enjoyed Books. I'm so excited to pick a book for you to read before you turn 30. And I'm also very honoured that I got to pick first. And obviously you already know the book that I'm picking for you because I wanted to make sure that even though you asked me first, I was also the first person to pick you a book. And so you could tell everyone else not to pick this book because it was mine. I was picking it. So the book I have chosen for you to read is The Day We Met by Roxy Cooper because I have it and I've read it and I bloody love it. It follows Stephanie and Jamie who meet at, I can't remember if it's a creative writing or an art retreat, one of the two, and instantly feel a connection. However, they are both in relationships with other people, they both have 5-year plans with other people, and then they go their separate ways. However, there is an undeniable spark between them and they decide that they want to try and have a platonic relationship. So they go ahead and meet once a year at the place where this retreat used to be, and you see their relationship over 10 years. And I know you're not a huge fan of cheating narratives. This I wouldn't describe as a cheating narrative because both characters know not to do that and it's not glorified, but we follow the complexities of a relationship like this where the two characters are destined to be together, but there's something in the way and it can't quite be described away. So I think you will really enjoy this book. It is right up my street in the sense that it is, you know, one of those narratives of two people who belong together and just can't seem to make it work, kind of like Normal People, kind of like One Day. My favourite type of narrative, and I think and I hope that you will really enjoy this book.
Hi Aoife, so the book that I have chosen for you to read from your TBR is none other than the pinnacle of romance, the book that all romance books wish they could be. It had to be Pride and Prejudice. This is one of my absolute favourite books of all time. And funnily enough, I hadn't planned this in advance of filming this little clip, but I have realised what I am wearing. So yeah, safe to say, I'm a fan of this book. The classic story of Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy. This is probably my favourite Jane Austen because I just love every single character in it. Even the annoying characters or the completely hateful characters are just delightfully so. And so it had to be the book that I recommended for you. I hope you enjoy it. I hope that it gives you as much joy and as much glee as it clearly gives me. And I very much look forward to hearing your thoughts about it. See you later.
Hi Aoife, thank you so much for asking me to take part in this and pick a book for you to read from your TBR. The book I have gone with is Here's Looking at You by Mary McFarlane. Now you might be wondering, why have I chosen this book in particular? Is it perhaps a curated recommendation of a book that I've loved? Is it a book that I'm really looking forward to reading and I'm excited to hear your thoughts on? There's actually a really specific reason why I've chosen this book, and that is because I wanted to be able to hold up a physical book in this little section of the video. But most of my books are currently in boxes and this just happens to be one of the ones that I haven't packed yet. So that's why I'm choosing this one. But you know, it's Mary McFarlane. There's going to be romance vibes, there's going to be comedy vibes. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope when I eventually get around to reading this too, I enjoy it.
What's up, my love? Oh, I'm so excited. So I'm so happy to be a part of your little collaboration doing these books that we need to read. And my choice for you is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. It sits right here on my favorite shelf. It's a beautiful rom-com about our protagonist Emily, who goes to a small town to help out her sister who's been injured and to look after her young niece. Her niece really wants to work as a volunteer at this Renaissance fair, and our protagonist Simon is just grumpy and mean and rude, and they do not get along, but their characters have to work together and have great chemistry. So I'm really excited to see what you think of this. I hope that you love it as much as I do, because like, it's glorious. And yeah, so Once again, thank you so much. I really hope you love Well Met, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts and opinions on it, and good luck with your challenge. Mwah!
Hi Eva, it's Sylvie. You've asked me to pick a book for you to read in the next year, which is one of my favourite things to do. And as soon as I saw The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo on your shelves, I knew that had to be the book that I pick. This was one of my favourite books. As soon as I read it, I still think it's got some of the best characters. I can't wait to hear what you think of it, and I hope that you enjoy it as much as I do. Bye!
Hi, I'm Victoria from the channel What Victoria Read, and I was really excited when Aoife was kind enough to contact me to ask if I would help choose her TBR for this, because I love telling people what to read. So Aoife, the book that I have chosen for you is Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. I know that you read and enjoyed the first one, and I can't believe you haven't got around to the second one yet. So this is me gently encouraging you to pick this one up. This is my very favourite of the Brown Sisters trilogy. I mean, I've given all 3 books 5 stars. Danny Brown, though, because she's that kind of slightly sarcastic, very strong female character, I think I just connected with her a little bit more. I absolutely love the relationship between her and the guy in this book, whose name I suddenly can't remember. Zaf, that's it. Sorry, it's been a little while since I read it. It's a fake dating trope, which I always think is really fun, and I just think you'll really enjoy it. So this is the book I am choosing for you. Happy reading.
Hello, Aoife, my love. I'm so sorry for the lack of glamour, but in typical me fashion, I'm doing this at the last possible minute, and it is not your fault at all. It is 100% my fault because you gave me so much notice, but I am a chaotic human. I'm very sorry. But thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this video. I very much enjoyed perusing your shelves, and the book that I think that you should read before turning 30 is the wonderful, well, I don't know if it's wonderful, I've not read it yet. Partly I want you to read it and like review it for me personally, but is Homework by Julie Andrews, and I think somebody else maybe helped her write it. But I think if anybody has any sort of sage wisdom, any sort of lessons learned from a wonderful life, it's probably going to be Queen Clarice herself, Julie Andrews. She will never steer you wrong, so I really hope that that is one that you enjoy, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it, and happy birthday in advance. Bye.
Hi Aoife, it's Carlys. Thank you so much for having me on your channel and for letting me pick one of your books for you. So the one that I've gone with is Only Love Can Break Your Heart by Catherine Webber. I picked this one for you because Catherine Webber is one of my favourite YA authors, and her debut, Wing Jones, remains one of my favourite YAs to this day. I have actually read this one as well, but in typical me fashion, I can't remember a single thing about it. I'm pretty sure that I liked it, but I would be really intrigued to see what your thoughts on it are. So I can't wait to hear what you think of it and to see which other books everyone has chosen for you.
Hi Aoife, Chloe here. I've had a look, and the book I've chosen for you to read, because it is one of my all-time favourite YA contemporaries, is Letters to the Lost by Bridget Kemmerer. I absolutely love this book, and I saw that you had it and jumped on it. Bridget Kemmerer is such a good contemporary author in my opinion, and all of her books I've flown through, so I really think you'll like this one. It's very emotional, it's very hard-hitting, but it's romantic and sweet at the same time. This, I would say, is a really good one, in my opinion, to read on a nice sunny day when you're just like relaxed and chilled. I don't know why I'm giving you all these extra thoughts, but Letters to the Lost is my pick.
Hello, I'm Naomi from Naomi Reads, and I think one book you really should read before you turn 30 is The Tattoos of Auschwitz. This follows Lalo Sokolov, who arrived in Auschwitz in 1942, and it's basically about his survival story in Auschwitz. And as well, there is a love story involved, but it is, of course, because due to the events, really tragic. I, in general, believe everybody should read at least one historical fiction that is set during World War II, because it's such an important topic, and I don't think we should forget what tragic events happened in Europe and like what Germans did to Jewish people. I think this book is a really good representation of that. And yeah, I think this is like a really impactful, hurtful as well, and sad book, but it's really important that people read this book, and I found it really beautiful, and that was a 5-star read for me actually. So I hope you enjoy it.
I'm Kate, and I have a YouTube channel over at Reading Through Infinity, and the book I've picked for you is, spoiler alert, by Olivia Dade. I picked this for you because it's an adult romance, which I know you enjoy, and it is about two people, April and Marcus, who are both fan fiction writers for a show, but Marcus is also an actor on that show. And after an incident online, they decide to meet for a date in person, and the romance sort of blossoms from there. This is a really fun, really well written romance, and it's very entertaining to read because at first April thinks that she's not interested in Marcus at all, it'll be one date and that's it, but she soon realises that there's a lot more to him than meets the eye, and it's really fun to see the two of them start to become more and more attracted to each other as the story progresses. April is also a plus size main character, so this story has a real focus on body positivity, and the author challenges fat phobia in basically every chapter. So I'm recommending that you try and read this one before your next birthday because I think you'll really enjoy it too.
Hi Aoife, happy upcoming birthday, and the book that I think that you should read from your TBR is While Like Me by Louise Pentland. Now, it might not be sort of the normal choice that I would make, but the reason that I'm recommending While Like Me to you is because A, I've read it myself and I really enjoyed it, and B, I just think there's something about While Like Me that's different to your usual women's fiction, in that the main character is just a bit of an anti-heroine. She is not your usual women's fiction main character in that she is perfectly flawed, and I really enjoyed reading about her and her story. I like that she wasn't presented as sort of the perfect mould of your lead woman. At times she made me laugh, at times she made me cry, and at times she made me want to throttle her. And so for that reason, I'd be really interested to see what you think of While Like Me when you eventually get around to reading it, and I really hope you enjoy it. So take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.
Hey Aoife, it's Olivia Savannah here from Olivia's Catastrophe, and I'm here to pick a book from your TBR, and I've chosen Beartown by Frederick Backman. This was one of my favourite reads of 2020, and it's something I truly believe everybody should read if they can handle the content warnings. And what I especially like about this book is that it really does a good job of developing each and every one of the individual characters and showing their perspective and how they react to the plot events in a very realistic way. It's a tough subject matter that it deals with, but it does that incredibly well, and it also does the small town setting and the cold setting perfectly. I know that you've got until your next birthday to read these books, but if you can read this one around winter time, if you're a seasonal reader, you might like it then. I am not giving you the synopsis because I feel like the synopsis on the book gives too much away, so don't read it, it's really going to give away too much, and I hope you can just take it as it is and be able to appreciate this story as well. Happy reading.
Hi guys, it's Aoife from Words of Clover, and Aoife from Pretty Purple Polka Dots asked me to pick out a book from her TBR shelf that she should read. So there were so many great books on these shelves, it was actually really hard to try and pick just one, but I managed to narrow down a choice that I hope that Aoife is going to really like. So Aoife, I am going to choose Lying in Wait by Liz Nugent for you to read off your TBR shelf. Now this is really predictable for me because obviously Liz Nugent is an Irish author, and one of the things that I love is Irish authors and promoting Irish fiction and literature and trying to get more people to read as many Irish books and authors as possible. This is a book that I have read myself. It is a thriller book, and I just love the way Liz Nugent writes thrillers. I love the way she writes morally grey characters and the way she really gets into the head of these characters, and you really start seeing how these people who don't always have the right judgment when it comes to good and bad things, how they think and how the decisions they make, and how you follow them along with those types of decisions, and you see all the bad and weird things that they've done with their life. And Lying in Wait is one of these kind of books, so it's one that I hope that you will like, Aoife, and that is what I'm going to choose for you. Bye.
Hi, my name is Lily and I'm from the channel Literary Lily, which is all about books and neurodiversity. I was really excited when Aoife asked me to pick a book from her TBR because I saw one straight away that I knew I had to choose, and that is Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the second book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I read the first book earlier this year and I absolutely loved it. I think I gave it 5 stars, and as you can see I've already started reading the second one and it is just as good as the first one. So Aoife, you need to read this book. I hope you read it soon and let me know what you think when you do.